Is it just me, or is Hawkeye turning out to be the best Disney Plus Marvel TV show? Who would have guessed? So let's not fluff about here. There's really only two things that anyone wants to talk about this episode, because there were two absolutely crazy, insane moments, and both of them I kind of knew were going to happen, but the way in which they happened, and the way they were revealed, and the way they were presented just absolutely blew my mind. Just crazy stuff. Crazy thing number one. So last week, Yelena was finally revealed, and we all knew she was going to be in the show because of the post-credit scene from Black Widow, but last week she appeared for like a couple of seconds, and it was a rather weird and underwhelming kind of reveal and moment. It was just kind of be like, oh, there, she's there. Bye. But this week, before the Marvel title even appears, we get this flashback, and Yelena's doing her Black Widow stuff, saving Black Widow people with the red dust magic thing, and she's doing all that stuff. Some really fun little action. Just great to see her back, you know, Black Widowing about. So much fun. And then suddenly, we get this absolutely insane moment, which I should have seen coming because of the timeline, but I was just too swept up in fun Yelena stuff, and she gets dusted. She was gone in the snap. Oh my god. And then immediately gets undusted. And it's so cool how many different perspectives we're seeing from the snap. Like this one particularly was really kind of scary, like to see, like the way she's just going and back. So for her, she's just like, oh. Okay, that was weird. All right. And then the whole room changes and she's like, whoa, and going out and not realizing what's happened. And as everything's being explained to her just being like, whoa, no, whoa. And that was just really, really fun and exciting to see. And then such a heartbreaking end to that moment where Yelena's like, oh, shit. And she suddenly realizes she's got to let Natasha know she's all right. And we're all like, oh, no, Natasha's dead, dude. You didn't see Endgame? Everyone saw Endgame. Oh, she's got to catch up on Endgame. So now we get Yelena in the present time. And I'm like, okay, I'm expecting her and Hawkeye to have a face-off. She'd be like, you killed her. And he's like, no, I didn't. They're going to punch for a bit and then they're mates. And, you know, who doesn't love that? That's the best thing ever, especially in comic book stuff. That happens all the time. But I was kind of like, I know what to expect. It's going to be a bit of fun. But what I did not expect was to have Yelena and Kate just have a sit down for like almost the entire episode. And for it to be structured in such a way where it's genuinely funny, like absolutely hilarious stuff. Yelena is on fire. She's really good in Black Widow, like the standout for sure. But her performance in this was so funny, so charismatic, so like charming, but kind of witty but snappy and like in the MCU way, but also kind of in her own way. Like she's really bringing a lot. She's absolutely chewing scenery, but I'm absolutely loving it. So funny. So like, I don't know, endearing and engaging, but there's like this level of menace behind it because she's broken into Kate's house. But it was just so funny. It was so entertaining to see them go back and forth. Really great chemistry, really fun stuff. And then that turn, that moment when like she mentions that she's here to kill Clint, and it's just like, oh man, that joy and fun disappears out of her eyes, and it's so spooky and scary. And then the scene is just intense and menacing and a bit sad and heartbreaking, all these things. And it was really, really well done. And honestly, probably the best scene in the whole show so far. I really, really loved it. And it's great that the best scene in the show doesn't involve Hawkeye, because of course it doesn't. This show has thrived with Hawkeye not really being the main character all the time. Even though I have loved him in this show, and they've done some really, really great stuff with him, it did make me chuckle. That's easily my favorite scene so far. But yeah, Yelena, super exciting. Can't wait to see what's going to happen with her in the finale and to see all that kind of intertwine and just to see her in more stuff. It's so cool that hopefully she's going to kind of be our Natasha replacement, like our new Black Widow in some form, just popping up in shows, having her own show. Who knows? Really love her. Really love the performance. So much fun. Now let's get to the big guy. And I'm not talking about the Hulk. Crazy moment number 2! First we see his hand. It's almost revealing like a monster in a horror film. And then, you know, we get people talking about him. And when he's like, oh, I'm really scared if we don't finish this tonight, the big guy's going to be involved. And oh, he's scary. And it's like, oh, he's not talking about the Hulk. Like, oh my lord, he's actually going to be in it. And I was waiting for that moment at the end of the episode. Because it's like, you know, this is episode 5, penultimate episode. He'll be in the finale as a big role, but we're going to get like a little tease, like in a post-credit scene, which is the big final scene. This big moment where like the chair turns around, he has a big scene, or, you know, a character's doing something and it pans up and it's like, it's him. All these like different ideas in my head. I'm like, how are they going to reveal him finally in like the mainstream, like the main current MCU timeline? Because yes, he was in the Netflix shows, for sure. But those Netflix shows always address the MCU, but the MCU movies never really addressed the Netflix shows. They always kind of felt like they were a little bit embarrassed by them, and they were just like, you know, like, it goes like, you know, Netflix, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., then Inhumans. Do you remember Inhumans? It's like dudes on the moon, X-Men knockoffs on the moon, somewhere in Hawaii. Don't worry. No one does. Some people would say, why would you expect some kind of big, crazy reveal? He's just, been in the MCU the whole time. The Netflix shows count. They're canon. And I say, anything can be canon. You want it to be canon, it's canon. But I would say the MCU movies do not think it's canon. They have not addressed them. They have not looked at them. They would have appeared in Endgame or Infinity War in some capacity, a shot, a moment, at any point if they wanted to address them fully. So this really is the first time, and I'm expecting another one tomorrow. Spider-Man! But today, Thursday, in Hawkeye, episode 5, Kingpin. That's it. You know who I'm talking about. I don't need to say his name. Kingpin. He is finally revealed in the most crazy and completely insane, underwhelming, bizarre, blatant, blasé reveal of all time. He isn't revealed in some big manner. I was expecting like the way we see his hands, we hear his name, all these things. We're going to have him come out of smoke and appear and be like, it's me, Kingpin, blah, 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 and have this moment. Instead, we get someone passing someone a phone and he just goes, yeah, that's the dude I've been worried about. Yeah. And we get a shot of him on a phone from a picture of like a still image from a video that's blurry and out of focus. And he's kind of just there. It's not even just like a big shot of his face. It's just like there in the shot. Like a blink and you'll miss it. Like cameo reveal. And honestly, I was so shocked and stunned. And I was so impressed by the balls of the writers and the production team and everybody. That they're just like, that's how we'll do it. That's how we'll confirm that Kingpin and the Netflix series are all canon in the MCU. On a phone. Out of focus. In a 2-shot. Out of focus still. On a phone. That's how we'll do it. I'm still in shock. Like, I'm so excited he's going to be in it, but, his hand was in another episode. I knew he was coming. But man, to show him and reveal him like that, what were they thinking? That's crazy! You didn't want to come up with some big epic moment? Like, I'm sure he's going to have lots of epic moments. Like, hopefully, Hawkeye shoots a bow and arrow and he catches the arrow and he snaps it and he's like, bow and arrow, run, the Kingpin! And, I mean... I just can't believe it. It's insane to me. I love it. Is that not the most insane, just bizarre, just what a reveal. What a completely unexpected reveal. There is no person on the internet, and we all knew he was coming, would have said, this is how they're going to do it. On a phone, out of focus, blurry, in a 2-shot, on a phone video. No one's guessed at that. It's crazy to me. And really, I haven't even done any other Hawkeye reviews. I've loved watching the show. Big Arrow, Ant-Man, Giant Man Arrow. Good times. The tracksuit Mafia guys, funny. I love it all. Been a lot of fun. But man, I saw that and I'm like, I've just got to scream at my camera alone in my room and just post that shit online. What the hell? I want to know, do people love this? Are people disappointed? Are people just excited that he's in it? Are they kind of like, I really wanted a big moment? Are people like, I don't give a shit. Why is this got you so rattled in your tiny little brain? What's going on, Jax? Are you alright? And I'm like, maybe I'm not alright. Maybe I'm just way too excited that Spider-Man No Way Home's coming out tomorrow. Oh my god! The crazy thing I was thinking about as I was setting up my camera and stuff, and I'm being like, I'm so excited, Kingpin's going to be in this show. Kingpin! He's in the show! From that Daredevil show! And then I'm like, I haven't even seen Daredevil Season 3. Really didn't even like the end of Daredevil Season 2. Then the Defenders. And I was just like, I never got around to Season 3. Apparently it's amazing. Apparently it got really good again, but I've just never seen it. I'm going to have to see it. I'm going to have to go back and watch it. And it's crazy to think that he left such an impression in his like couple of bits in Season 2, but that main role in Season 1. That even not seeing Season 3, which I heard he's amazing in, I'm still just so excited for this like interpretation of the character. He's just done such a good job. It's so exciting that they're finally embracing their like little cousins, where it was like, was that maybe going to be like pushed off into a Netflix multiverse, thing? Now we're doing the multiverse. So they're just going to be like, oh, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that was in a multiverse. That's a different, not the main MCU. Netflix, Inhumans. I don't think on the watchers, like, I've actually looked at all the multiverses and I don't know what the Inhumans are. They don't exist. On any moon, in any multiverse. No Hawaii's either. No Inhumans here. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, all the bloody things, and check out my other podcasts. Two Brothers, One Pilot, Top and Tail, and Spoiler Talk. Links in the description.